Hi, today I just wanted to talk to you about sitting in the power and what it actually is and why we actually even do it and what you may experience while you're sitting in the power. You may also know this as sitting for spirit or sitting in the silence, but most people know it as simply sitting in the power, and it really is essential for our growth as a medium. So it's not a new thing. You may be hearing more and more about this sitting in the power, but it's definitely not a new thing. Mediums have been sitting in the power for absolute decades, and in fact it's about getting back to our foundation and getting back to the simplicity of actually blending with spirit and getting to know the spirit and the spirit world, and also getting to know our own souls. So the reason we do it is for that relationship between us and spirit. It's also essential for our mediumship and our growth as a medium, but also our personal growth and getting to know your own soul, as I said. So it really is that fuel that powers us. It's our it helps us stay plugged in. It helps us get energized. It's like refueling, so to speak. So obviously the more often you do it, the more recharged you're going to feel. So there's quite a number of different reasons we do it, and it is also to strengthen that bond with the spirit world, to heighten your senses, and also just to simply be. So when we're connecting, we're obviously connecting with spirit. You might call it God, some people call it the divine, the great spirit, all that is at one. So whatever you choose to, or whatever feels and resonates with you is what you're connecting with. I usually call it, I'm connecting with the great spirit or the divine, or connecting in with all that is, because that's really what we're doing. We're becoming one with all that is and all God, so to speak. So basically there's two parts to sitting in the power, done at the same time. But so the first part being where we would go inwards, we would get in touch with our own energy and our own soul, and then project it out. So just, you can imagine your aura, or your light filling your whole body, and then just projecting out of your body, and we're just sitting in our own light. We're not asking anything. We're not wanting to meet with our higher selves. We're just simply sitting in our own light, and we're feeling that power. We're feeling that power within, and you certainly may have things coming up, and that's totally fine as well. But our agenda is really just to sit with self. And once we've sat with self, the second part is to project our light even further out, and we're inviting the great spirit, the divine, all that is in. So just imagining that light, like an even brighter light than your own, just coming down from the heavens, from underneath, on the sides. It really it's like a big hug. So your light is now blending with that higher light, with that higher guidance and all that is. And once you're blended to the spirit world, that's when we're sitting for spirit. And you may feel tingling when this blending occurs. Some people say that they feel like cobweb type things over their face or their hair. You may feel warmer. Like I said, you may just feel love. It may just feel like a big hug, and that's where we're sitting. So again, we're not connecting and looking for our guides. We're not going on a vision quest. We're just clearing our minds, if anything. So how to do it, we're actually getting rid of as much thoughts. Like, you will never stop your mind completely, but we are allowing the mind to go blank. And when those thoughts come in, just acknowledge them and let them go. So you've got a choice there. You can either go with the thought that came and go on that journey, or you can simply just put it to the side and refocus again. So some people focus on their breath and just bringing your focus back to your breath. I like to listen for sounds in the room, like an air conditioner hum, or even just the own sort of ringing in my ears. I just bring my focus back to the center. You can have a little mantra to bring you back at one. I'm at one with the divine all. I'm at one with my own spirit. I am connected. So if your mind just starts to float off, just come back and be centered. Another really important thing is that when you start to sit up straight with your back on a leaning against the chair, of course, but just to have your head right above your spine, and we just want to feel. Make sure you're comfortable though. Don't just sit up straight and then be uncomfortable for the whole time. But that we don't want to move throughout this process. We don't want to itch our nose or touch our hair. We want to keep completely still, and that's really important when you're sitting for the power, because if you're truly in the power, you won't be moving. Trust me, you'll be at one. And so as soon as you touch your face or you move or you go to itch, you've broken that power, and it's hard to get back into that as well. So people sit for vary amounts of time. There's no actual time limit. Some people say that it's not how long you sit, it's how often you sit. So if you can only sit for 10 minutes, then that's totally fine. Just make sure you're doing those two parts. So where you're extending your light, your own power, and you might want to sit in that for 10 minutes and then go into the blending with the spirit world and sit there for another 10 minutes. So just start small and you can build up. Some people build up to an hour, remembering you're not moving for that whole hour. So just build up to it. Don't just go in and do a whole hour and think that that's not working, because it is that concentration. It's that relaxed, focused concentration there. So just concentrating on your breathing is probably the easiest thing to do. There's lots of YouTube clips on sitting in the power where they'll guide you in and then leave you in the silence. I also feel that it's better not to have any background music whatsoever though, because we are going to sit in the silence, not to listen to the music as well. But find one that you resonates with you, and one that has the two parts to it. So they'll guide you in, you'll sit with yourself, and then their voice will come back and they'll take you to blend with the spirit world as well. So that's quite important, having those two parts to it and not having the music. And then once you get used to that, you'll be able to talk yourself through it. You won't need a guided meditation to take you through it. You'll be able to do it yourself. I suggest setting a timer, not too loudly, that will go off, that sort of will bring you back. Otherwise you might end up sitting there for hours. So just be mindful of that. But if you can do it yourself, I feel that you're much better off trying to do that, because then you've got your own time limits. You'll know when you're ready to stretch out your light to start to blend again with the spirit world. And I also want to say that don't expect anything. Make that your intention, that it's what the spirit world want to work on with you. So they're sort of getting to know you. They're getting to know your feeling, what you're good at, the way you think, and the way that's easiest for them to connect to you. So if you're sitting there thinking nothing's happening, or you come out, you think, well, that was a waste of time. It's never a waste of time. Just always trust the spirit world, know what they're doing, and they actually are doing something, even if you're not feeling it. Trust me. I heard Andy Bing say recently on one of the lectures I listened to that he said you'll probably only get one profound experience in 100 times that you sit in the power. So if you do it every day, that's 4 profound experiences. You'll have a whole year. So don't expect that every time you do it, you're going to get this, wow, I can't believe that. Just trust that you're refueling for one, and trust the spirit world are working on you. They might be cleaning and sort of washing your aura, or just getting to know your energy. And sometimes things come up, and they will come up, and just let them come up and let it be. Just go with the flow with it. Don't expect anything, otherwise it becomes a challenge as well. So, and how often you do it, preferably every day, especially if you're a working medium, preferably every day. But if you only get time to do it 2 or 3 times a week, that's also fine. Like I said, that it's probably best. It's not the length of time; it's more the frequency. And sometimes it might take you longer to actually get into the power. Or half an hour might be enough, and just trust that what you've needed has come out, and what the spirit world needed of you or from you or to give you has done that job as well. So it's really about refueling. It's about connecting back into the spirit world, doing something spiritual for yourself every day, and getting to know your own self. That's probably one of the most important things in mediumship work or even life, is getting to know your own self and what you need, and it creates change, and that's how we grow and expand. So I hope that helps, and I hope that's explained a little bit. So what you're feeling during it is probably nothing. You don't really want to feel anything in particular, so just trust the spirit world, know what they're doing, and they're just asking you for your time just to sit with spirit. So thanks everyone. If you've got any questions, pop them below, and I'll try to answer them all as a group. I'm sure we can answer them. Thank you.